Thank you, Ben, for joining us on the podcast. If you'd just like me to tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Ben Stevens. I'm a hard house DJ based in Manchester in the UK. I am 38 years young and I've been doing this since I was about 18.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. So the first question I've got to ask you is, how did you come across Storm?
I was brought up in Castle Donington, which is near East Midlands Airport. So as soon as I became, shouldn't really say the age, but 16, 17, the Emporium was somewhere that we were looking at going to as a kind of as a teenager and as a young adult. And we've been going to Passion for a little bit, a small while, and I'd been getting into trance and various other kind of styles of dance music, and going to Progress in Derby, which had a more kind of hard house sound to it as well. And then Fergie and Nick Lunn started Storm, so we'd been going to, as I said, we've been going to Passion, and we suddenly saw a flyer for this new night at the Emporium that was going to be on every Friday instead. So yeah, we went to me and my kind of group of friends that were going clubbing. We all went to the first one, and then that was it. So yeah, 20 years later, it's now, or 21 years later now, it's their birthday event again. And yeah, I still, even though it was a long time ago, I still remember the first night there.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy, isn't it? Like when something's happened so long ago, but you still remember exactly how it was.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the night. It's funny because it then became the place that we all went to every week, or
Yeah.
as often as we were able to. So it was a kind of a major part of my kind of becoming a young adult, basically going out clubbing with all my friends, and then being able to actually DJ at these events now. I feel incredibly lucky.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Because I've got an emotional attachment to that venue and the club night, because we went there for so many years just for a night out with our friends. So it's it's good.
Oh, that's lovely. That. What do you expect from the event after the effects of COVID on our society?
It's obviously had a hugely detrimental effect on every aspect of society, really, but then especially nightclubs and bars and pubs and restaurants and any kind of social activities like that. It's had a massive impact on it.
Yeah.
And I think it will have an impact on some people. Will probably be nervous to go out to kind of things like this again. However, there's the overwhelming majority of people want to go and have their life as normal again.
Yeah.
And it does feel like we're getting to that stage, in this country at least, we're getting to that stage now where we're just going to have to live with it. Like, it's simple as that. It's not going away anywhere ever. We are going to have to live with it. So getting life back to normal as much as possible, which involves people having social interactions and going to venues
and doing these events and getting back into the swing of things.
And you kind of, I certainly, as it was all going on, you're just dealing with what's happening. But then I didn't realize how much I'd missed it until everything started up again, and we're seeing I'd not seen, some of them not for kind of 2 years, that before that I would have been seeing every month, really.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's had a huge effect on it, but I think the vast majority of people now just want to get back to having their lives as normal again.
Yeah, so I think it's building back up quite quickly.
I think it is. I think it was actually a slower start than I was expecting. I thought as soon as everything opened, it will just go bananas again, and it didn't at first. But I think now people are starting to get the confidence.
Yeah.
One, to go out, but also to book tickets again, because they've gone through the stage of, oh well, if I book something, it might not happen. It might get moved to a date I can't do it. So people just stop booking things, whereas now they've got the faith that things are going to go ahead when they should do now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's great that people are starting to build back up the confidence, and because it's starting to kickstart a lot of things. And I think people building up their confidence, having like a domino effect on like everyone else, then someone else will start to see like, oh, my mate's gone to this. Do you know what? I'll give it a try, and then if I like it, then I can carry on, and if I don't, then I don't. I think people are starting to get back into that, which is good.
Yeah, absolutely.
So also, what kicked off or like inspired your DJing career, and how did it get started?
So I've been listening to dance music since I was kind of I don't know, 14, 15, being introduced to it through friends at school, listening to the Prodigy and things like that. I managed to get a set of decks when I was about that age, and then just spent any money that I got on records, and learned to mix with one of my other friends at school. We did like I mean, we were kids when we were doing it. We did like mobile discos for friends, families, and those kind of things. So that was the first kind of entry into me DJing, I suppose, was being a mobile DJ. And then my last years of school, of kind of college and school, I started DJing at a local nightclub in Loughborough. That was just where we all went, where all my friends went to. And then I moved up to Leeds to go to university, and started DJing more and more at various different hard house events. At this time, there were hard house events on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, every day of the week, really. And it just more and more took over my life, so much that university just didn't happen, really.
Yeah.
It turned into just, well, one long party, but also I was lucky enough that it turned into a job. I managed to, through the people that I met, I managed to get a job working for a record label called Vicious Circle Recordings in Sheffield. And then it kind of snowballed from there, really, that kind of opened doors for me to be able to DJ at more of the events.
That's great though. When you've got when you find that you've such a passion for something, like you put all of your effort into it.
Yeah.
Like I'm the exact same. I did musical theatre, but I've been doing it like straight head focus for like 5 years. I've just finished my degree. I did a diploma. And when you've got something that you're so head screwed on, it like the success from it can come easier than if you're not all in it. Because you're like, well, I'm putting so much effort into this. You're finding that success and you're pushing yourself further and further and further.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you've got to do anything like this. You've got to put you all into it. Otherwise, it will never happen. You've got to, I suppose you've got to take a risk to go and do something like this that you might not be living on much money for quite a long time, and things like that. So it's, but yeah, I was very lucky that a lot of, I think, success with anything to do with creative industries is obviously you've got to have talent to do it in the first place. But I don't think I'm better than anybody else in any way. In writing music or DJing, I'm not better than anyone else.
Yeah.
But I've met the right people, and you do that through networking with people. And at that time, there were, like I said, there were hard house clubs on almost every night of the week that I was going to. So you kind of meet all the people that are working in the industry that I wanted to work in through going to those all the time.
Yeah. So what led you to pursue DJing, and what did you find is like your best source of inspiration? So what inspired you? Is there anyone in particular who did, or was it just having the passion for it?
I suppose the music, I've kind of fell into it because it was at that time when I was kind of 18, 19, it was just probably the biggest dance music genre there was in the UK anyway. There were so many clubs. It kind of was just as trance was kind of really big, and it kind of fell in with that. Whether if I was that age now, it would probably be something like house or techno that you kind of would be falling into, because someone that's 18 probably never hears this music ever.
Yeah.
So I looked up to the people that were kind of DJing then, like Andy Farley, Paul Glasby, these DJs that were kind of the music style that I liked the most. But then also for kind of the dance music that I liked, I always was listening to the Prodigy and Chemical Brothers and people like that, and Carl Cox, and the kind of all these old rave tapes. That's still what I listen to now, really.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. What would you say has set you apart or made you stand out in the hard house scene?
Like I said before, I don't think I'm a better DJ than anybody else at all. I think you can learn to do what I do fairly easily. But a lot of, I suppose, what's helped me in a way is that what I do is a lot of the work behind the scenes to do with this music anyway, kind of running record labels and a download store where people buy the music from and everything like that. So I think that has probably helped me help my DJ career as well.
Yeah. Like within then your DJ career, what is the best place that it's taken you to?
So some of the best events. I mean, the Emporium is one of the best venues, definitely. It really is good, and I've had some amazing nights in there. In the UK, some of the other venues that have been fantastic would be Brixton Academy in London, Camden Palace, and then, I mean, my favourite events in the UK would be the Tidy Weekenders that Tidy Tracks run. They're on a kind of like a Pontins holiday camp, and everybody goes to them. The big kind of crowd of clubbers go, and then all the DJs and all the people that work in the same industry as us are all there for the weekend. So it's like a big social event. So they're great. And then I've been lucky enough to go to Australia and New Zealand and
Brilliant.
on tours over there, and they're really good fun as well.
Oh wow, that's quite far out that's taken you, like Australia, New Zealand.
Yeah, because this music scene's not particularly massive outside of the UK.
Yeah.
But because of the visa exchange programs that the UK has with New Zealand and Australia, a lot of kind of young Australian, New Zealand adults, 18 onwards, would come to the UK for 2 or 3 years. So when they were all in London, when in the kind of early 2000s, they then exported this music back to Australia and New Zealand when they went back. So they still run events out there now. So it'll be the biggest music scene outside of the UK for hard house, definitely.
Oh gosh, that's amazing. How was your experience working with different labels and then as well as becoming a label manager yourself?
I mean, I've kind of worked with various different record labels, and it's a good, interesting job. I found that I started running my own one so that I could have total control over the output of it, rather than sending music to other people and waiting for responses for it to get signed and dealing with all the money and everything like that myself. And by doing that, it's helped me kind of then have other opportunities in the music industry with different record labels.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, if people are looking to start, if they're writing their own music and it's of a decent quality, then starting their own record label is definitely a good option.
Have you got any like advice you want to pass on to people, like younger people who want to get into this?
Into record labels?
Yeah, into record labels.
So, mate, the music's got to be the best quality it possibly can be. Don't start putting stuff out, even though it's easier to do it now rather than manufacturing vinyl or CDs. Avoid putting anything out until it's as good a quality as everything else, because otherwise it has a detrimental effect down the road, because people won't take the record label as seriously.
Yeah.
And then the main thing about it is just promoting it as well as possible, especially with social media. That makes it a lot easier these days. But yeah, that's all I would say. Make sure the music's good first.
So social media is helping a lot, like with promoting things and getting things out there. Like now, obviously, a lot of younger people. I mean, when I was like, there's people now that are like 12, 13. They've got phones. They're on all social media. So when I was 13, I wasn't doing any of that.
No.
I was outside playing with my mates.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it's crazy now that, like, as from a young age, like these people are hearing about this stuff and like getting into it a lot younger than we were when we were that age. Have you got any new upcoming endeavours to look out for?
I mean, yeah, there's just I'm writing new music all the time. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I can't really think. It's just good to have club nights back again, really, and being able to go and do that and see everybody.
Yeah, and having, I think as well, like with COVID and stuff, and sometimes I know some DJs who do sets over Instagram and like people join and it's just kind of still getting your name out there, but being in person and doing a set and getting a reaction from the audience and from people that literally want to be there to listen to you, it's so different. The vibe is so different, and like when you get that rapport off people, it's like, oh, I want to give you more now because you're really enjoying this.
Absolutely, the crowd is everything. It's the live streams were great when we couldn't when you couldn't go into a nightclub, but it's a completely different experience because you've got interaction from somebody writing a comment,
Yeah.
but it's nowhere near. It's not like having a crowd of people right in front of you. So yeah, I'm very glad that's back and happening again.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for doing this podcast and answering the questions.
That's all right.
And we look forward to seeing you at the Storm event.
Yeah, no, that's all good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.